Hello everyone, my name is Mikola Riznik. Dear participants of the International Migration Conference, I am honored to share the story of Opishna, a small community in Poltava region facing great trials. The war in Ukraine brought destruction and forced millions of flee their homes. Our community of about 8,300 people took in our 2,000 internally displaced persons, ADPs, during this time. We faced daunting challenges: how to survive while helping others at the same time. Today, I will tell you how the Opishna community turned challenges into opportunities and kept hope alive in the darkness time. This is a story of how local authorities and residents stood together against the war, supported those seeking shelter, and laid the foundation for a better future. I will highlight three key initiatives: providing shelter and integration for IDPs in Opishna, establishing Humanitarian Hub in Malibudisha, and launching a social enterprise called Opishna Art to revive our local crafts. From the very beginning of the war, our community mobilized all available resources to welcome people fleeing shelling. We knew that they needed not only a roof over their heads, but also a sense of safety and support. In the first months, large numbers of displaced people arrived in Opishna. In total, our population grew by almost 25%. We quickly resettled people in private homes. Today, almost no house in Opishna is empty, as nearly every home has welcomed new residents. In this way, the displaced became part of our community, truly like one family. At the same time, we looked for sustainable housing solutions. With their support, we converted a closed kindergartens into a dormitory for IDPs. We did major renovation and, importantly, installed solar panels and battery system to give it independent power. During winter blackouts, this proved vital. Dozens of families in that dormitory still had light, heat, and access to information, while the rest of the area was dark. That investment in renewable energy was life-saving and showed our communities resilience. But our support for displaced people did not stop at housing. We also wanted to provide a space where they could rebuild their lives. That's why we created a humanitarian hub in the village of Malibudisha. One of our local librarians proposed turning the village library into a support center for IDPs. She worked with our team to prepare a grant application, and we won funding from international partners, USAID and IOM, along with our own community funds to renovate the building. But at the fall of 2024, the library reopened as a support hub to displaced persons. The first facility of its kind in our community. We equip the hub with computers, printers, and high-speed internet, creating a space where adults can work remotely and children can attend online classes. There is even a play area for the little ones. Many people arrived with only essentials and no access to computers or the internet. So the hub provided the technology they needed to find information, enroll children in school, and continue their work. It was important to us that displaced families feel supported and live as normal life as possible far from home. The hub quickly became a place for community meetings and mutual support. We hold regular information session, legal consultation, and job retraining workshops for adults there. We've seen strong social bonds form in this shared space between locals and newcomers. People find roommates for elderly parents, shared food from the gardens, and make new friends. The library that used to be quiet now buzzes with the voices of children and adults. It has truly become the heart of the community, turning common hardship into shared hope. Supporting people in crisis was only part of our journey. We also look to the future and our heritage to bring hope and economic opportunity. This is how they launched our third initiative, a social enterprises called Opishna Art to revive our famous pottery craft. Opishna has long been famous for pottery, a cultural symbol of Ukraine. The war threatened many aspects of our culture. So we decided to breathe new life into this ancient craft while creating jobs for local and IDPs. That's how the social enterprise Opishna Art was born, the first municipal ceramic enterprise in our region. We delayed the project, but 6 months after the invasion, we resumed work. And by October 2023, the Artel opened its doors. It was a symbolic moment. Life goes on, and tradition lives on too. Our goal with Opishna Art is not only to preserve pottery as a craft, but also to teach into the younger generation and help displaced people integrate. We renovate a large building in Malibudische with modern pottery wheels, kilns and studio space. Today, experienced potters and painters work their production tradition Opishna ceramics. Everything from tableware to decorative tiles and souvenirs. Since this enterprise is municipal, the community created an art cluster with all the tools and facilities artisans need. We essentially revived a dying tradition that no private investor would support. So, the village council took on the challenge. Now, Opishna Art serves as production center, as school, and even the therapy space. We made practical, eco-friendly items that people need. And we plan to expand to wider markets. Even this traditional craft embraces innovation. We received a grant to install solar panels on the workshop roof to power our electric kilns, cutting energy costs and making our production more independent. Importantly, the art has an educational and social mission. Master potters teach the craft to young people, passing down secrets learned from their grandparents. We offer free pottery classes and art therapy sessions for displaced families and war veterans. Working with clay in wonderful therapy for those traumatized by war. We saw families of fallen soldiers and returning veterans. Focus on creative and for a few hours forget their pain. These gatherings unite our community. Locals and new residents sit side by side and the potters wheel, learning and laughing together. For us, preserving our culture is as important as defending our land, and the artil proves the war cannot destroy our tradition. It has become a place of strength. Their history meets modernity, and both newcomers and lifelong residents take pride in our shared heritage. To make Opishna Art a reality, we invest 6.5 million hryvnia from our local budget and received 500,000 equipment grant from IOM. This support was crucial. The artil created jobs, attract visitors, and most importantly, unite the community around a common cause. We believe this model. Small artils, what preserve traditional while building economic resilience, can be the future for many Ukrainian communities. Dear colleagues, in conclusion, the strength of a community is measured not by its population, but by its unity and creative approach to challenges. During the war, the Opishna community learned to live by the principle, no misfortune comes without a new chance. We lost a lot, but we gained even more. Cohesion experience faith in our own strength. Our best practices we born from the urgent need to save people here and now. I am sure these lessons will be useful to others because they are universal, about humanity, self-help, innovation and transparency. In our small community could stand firm and even flourish in turbulent times than any community can, with unity and support from friends. I want to thank our international partners, especially Switzerland and the conference community, for shining a light on our experience. Our attention to communities like ours truly helped us in our struggle. I believe that together, by sharing knowledge and helping each other, we can overcome the challenges of migration and war. Opishna is a small example of great victory in the daily fight for the future. May our experience inspire everyone working to build resilient communities. Thank you for your attention. Glory to Ukraine. Maybe you have questions?